Let's dive into using our grocery people image to create some animation in Photoshop. So what I did to prepare myself for this was I organized my layers. If you don't organize your layers first, it might get a little confusing as you're trying to move things around and keep things in sequence. So what I did was I put all of the elements for each character in a folder. If you're doing a really simple animation, you can prepare layers in advance and label them 1, 2, 3, 4. But we're gonna do this off the cuff. I labeled each layer. So if I have this, I can click on tomato mouth and it is the tomato mouth layer. Tomato eyes, it's the tomato eyes layer. So to do that, I double clicked on the name, I typed in a new one, and then clicked away. To put them in a folder, I'm going to click on each one, holding the command button. So I clicked on the first one, I'm going to press down command, click tomato eyes, click tomato mouth, hold down command, click tomato squint. I added some layers, moving this away. And now that I've selected them all, I'm going to click this little folder, and it turned it into a folder. So now if I open this, they're all under there. I'm going to double click the name, put in the word tomato so I know who it is, and I should be good. I'm going to deselect that, and now we are going to start some animation. So I already moved the tomato all the way to the side. I did that by taking the whole folder, clicking on just the folder, and I can move it with my arrow buttons. Everything is grouped together. If you want to just move one part of it, you can open the folder and just move the one part, but I'm looking at the whole folder. Okay. Now I need to set up my timeline. So I'm going to go to Window, Timeline, and it shows up with this timeline at the bottom. If yours doesn't look like this right away, then you probably need to change some settings on it, or there might be something in here that you have to choose what kind of video you want to make, and we're doing it by frame. So you can do the drop-down menu and choose, I think it's something like by frame. I can help you in class choose the right one. And we can adjust the time that each frame is viewed right here. So I want this one to move kind of fast, so 0.5 would work. You can also do 0.2. Once I add a few frames, I can play it and see if I like it. This can always be changed later. So I'm going to start with 0.2, and it's already set up almost how I want it to be. So I'm going to close that tomato folder because
the tomato is all set. I'm going to change the lettuce to having a smile and plain eyes, and I'm going to turn off the original lettuce mouth and the original lettuce eyes. So my lettuce looks very happy right now. Looks all set. Oop, nope, not that one. I am going to close the lettuce folder and move on to the spatula. I decided I wanted to have a different mouth for the opening scene, so I'm going to turn on smile small and turn off spatula mouth. Close the spatula folder, open the paper bag. The paper bag, I wanted a smaller smile, turn off the other bag mouth, and I decided to leave the eyes how they were. Close the paper bag, and we're all set. This is how I want my first frame to look.
I have my first frame selected. I'm going to go to this plus in the square button. I'm going to add a frame. It just duplicates the last frame. This is now the next stage of my animation. So I am going to move my tomato. Scooch him in. Maybe scooch him down a little bit. I can always go back and change this if it doesn't look right. That's all the changes I want to make so far. So I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to scooch it over. I'm going to scooch it down. Duplicate. Scooch it over. And scooch it down. We are making stop motion animation with this. So, just like the claymation movies, it is one small move at a time. I just keep adding frames, and I keep making small movements. I can, at any time, see how I'm doing by pressing this play button. And then I can make adjustments. If I want to change things to be one frame, like the first frame being longer, I can do that. If I want, I press this to stop it. If I want them all to be a different time, I wonder if I can do it all at once. There we go. If I select them all, I held down the command button and selected them all, and I changed them all to 1 second. Now it's really moving fast. But I think I liked them on 2 seconds. So I'm going to change them all back, holding down command as I select them all, using the drop down to choose 0.2 seconds. And I'm going to go back to frame 6, duplicate,
And a few over, a few down. It's almost there. Duplicate, a few over, a few down. I know this is boring, but a few over, a few down. And this, I think, is where it's making contact. This is where my tomato makes contact. So I'm going to change the tomato's face to a squint. Tomato eyes off. I'm going to close the tomato folder. I'm going to open the lettuce. I'm going to change lettuce to a squint. And I'm going to change the mouth to the oof mouth and turn off the smile. And now I'm going to duplicate the frame again. Duplicate the frame.
Then maybe at this point is when they open their eyes. So lettuce, I'll turn the eyes, the squint eyes off, and I'll put its original eyes on. The tomato, I'll close the lettuce, open the tomato. I'll turn the squint eyes off. I'll turn the tomato scared eyes on. Close the tomato. Now, I'm going to just check to make sure everything is going well. I feel like the tomato squints its eyes at the right time. The lettuce maybe squints a little too soon. The lettuce, I want to do 1 frame later. So I'm going to change his eyes back to plain. Turn off the squint. Great. Now, let's try again. Here we go. And you know what? I think maybe I want him to keep his eyes squinted for 1 more frame, so we'll do that too. Let us squint. Turn off the regular eyes. And we'll keep going. Choose 14.
You know what I forgot is the other 2, I wanted them to change their faces. So let's see, when is a logical point for them to react? Maybe it's at frame 13. So 13, I think the paper bag would react first. So I'm going to do the paper bag changes from a small smile to its regular mouth. And the spatula, the next one, I want the mouth to change. The next one, I want the mouth to change. And maybe this is the frame that the spatula notices what happened. So turn off the small smile, turn on the mouth. And we'll keep going. We have to change this paper bag, small smile, bag mouth. So it definitely would have been easier if I didn't forget about this part, because I would have duplicated these changes. There we go. But now that I've changed them, the changes are in effect.
I think in this frame, I want to change the paper bag's eyes and flip them the other way. So I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. I'm very close to the end now. I think in this frame I'm going to have the lettuce change back to its regular eyes. So I have to turn off the lettuce eyes. And I'm also going to flip the mouth. Edit, transform, flip horizontal to fit better with the eyes. There we go. There we go. Now, let's watch our video. Huh. Something happened with the eyes. Oh, I see what I did. By flipping things, I flipped them permanently. So, this is a lesson. If you want the eyes to be looking one way at the beginning and another way at the end, you need to duplicate the object. I am not going to worry about that right now, but it's something for me to keep in mind for the future. I'm going to stop this. Now that it's all set, we are going to save first as a PSD file. You need to save this. And then we are going to File, Export, Save for Web. Okay, I'm going to choose Original, GIF 28 dithered, and then I'm going to save as grocerypeople.gif on my desktop. Save. Okay, my computer does not currently have enough memory, but I promise you, as long as the computer has enough memory, this will work. And we can look at it in class. These are pretty large files, but if you have it saved as PSD, then it's not a huge deal. So that is about it. Good luck. Yours does not have to be as complicated as mine. Just have fun with it.